The Alberta Liberal Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I looked to the Premier's Leadership Review campaign brochure, produced by the increasingly partisan Public Affairs Bureau, and paid for with $350,000 of taxpayer money. Now, if this Leadership Review brochure told the truth about the Premier's broken promises, I'd have no problem with it. However, it's nothing but a spin job. To the Premier, why does your Leadership Review brochure not mention your broken promise to provide all-day kindergarten within a year of being elected?
Oh, Government House Leader, you've risen. Honourable Government House Leader rose on a point of order 203, and I suspect it's to do with issues pertaining to party matters, which have no place in this Assembly. Honourable Leader of the Liberal Opposition, please review your supplementary questions so that they can be ruled in order. Okay? Party matters are not the subject of debate here. I've indicated this a number of times, and if you wish to rewrite the history of tradition, then so be it. However, in the meantime, we're not going to allow that. I made it very clear yesterday, and we're going to pursue those rules today. If someone from the government side would like to answer this question, please do so.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to.
First of all, honourable members in the front Wild Rose bench, please, enough. Okay? Enough. Minister of
Mr.
Education.
Speaker, I'm happy to try and answer the question. As we've said many times in this House, full-day kindergarten is a commitment of the government. It is important to the Premier. It is something we're working on. It is something we're going to deliver. But it is linked to the Early Childhood Development Strategy that's being led by the Minister of Human Services in cooperation with the Minister of Health and myself. And once we have that strategy nailed down and some of the costing on it, we'll be bringing those options forward to Cabinet. And we hope to be delivering full-day K in this province in the very near future. But again, it is a commitment. We are working on it. We will get there.
Honourable Leader.
Mr. Speaker, allow me to rephrase what I refer to that looked like a leadership campaign brochure is actually a government document. I noted that this document fails to mention that the Premier's broken promise to provide sustainable, predictable funding to Alberta's post-secondary institutions. Not a single solitary word about this is in this document. Whatever happened to truth in advertising, Mr. Speaker? To the Premier, why does your Leadership Review brochure, Mr. Speaker, why does this document fail to mention your devastating cost of post-secondary education?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think it's highly appropriate, and not only appropriate, but desirable for government to communicate with Albertans and share information relevant to what the plan of the government is into the future, what achievements we have accomplished together, not this government, but as Albertans together, and where we're going to move with our economic development, with our financial plans, with our growth into the future. Albertans want to hear that. If this opposition wasn't spreading the fear-mongering that they do, perhaps we wouldn't have to do it. But unfortunately, that is one of the means by which we will continue to communicate with Albertans.
Honourable Leader.
Mr. Speaker, only with this government is the truth referred to as fear-mongering. I've only mentioned two broken promises out of this document. There are others, of course. Some examples are increased MSI funding, a very important issue today, increased art funding, service cuts, no service cuts to those with PDD, our respected seniors, and of course, a balanced budget. To the Premier, did you exclude all of your broken promises in this brochure because they're too politically damaging, or because you wanted this to fit in the mailbox?
Honourable Minister.
No, Mr. Speaker, on the one hand, the honourable member complains that this document may be political. Then, on the next hand, he talks about a political document that was issued a year ago, and why isn't this like that document? Mr. Speaker, what this is information for Albertans in their households, 29 cents apiece, so that they can understand what is in the budget, because it's very obvious, Mr. Speaker, that the opposition does not.